Hi, I'm Missy.
And I'm D.
And we run Club Antichrist.
For our sins.
Club Antichrist is a goth, fetish and industrial club. It runs over 7 different areas, including pure fucking industrial, the Hellfire Room, which plays goth and 80s, and
the couples area,
which we are seated in right now with dimmer lights a little bit later.
We have a chill out room
with live music and food, and then of course the Theatre of Sin, on which we have bands and rather naughty performers.
So Club Antichrist has run for 7 years now, and tonight's our 7th birthday party. And our ethos, we feel, is quite different to any other events in that we run Antichrist for the scene and for the people. So we solicit the views of the people that come to Antichrist to try and not only improve it, but actually offer them a night out that they really, really want. And we try and make it the maddest, most uber club night out that we possibly can. No censorship, hardcore, and we take bits from the past, so from clubs like the Batcave in the 80s, right the way through to industrial clubs in Berlin, and mould it all together to try and deliver a completely uber experience.
But there's no snootiness.
No.
It's all friendly and welcoming at AC. Everyone's happy here.
Yeah, it's a very happy atmosphere, particularly because we have an online community, so people that travel from far away, we get to know them online and they meet up, and it's very sociable. So a lot of the sort of cliquey stuff that goes on quite often within the scene is not as prevalent here, and it's a very friendly environment. I'd say probably the only thing that people maybe haven't quite got is they view it as being a club, whereas we tend to view it as being
lots of clubs
together that are in one place. So if you don't want to come for the fetish side, then you don't have to experience that. You don't have to go in the dungeon. You can go.
You can just come for the industrial floor and dance all night to the best of European, new and old school, whole great range, 8 hours of dancing your pants off.
Yeah. Without sounding too arrogant, I would say that we're the only European industrial club in England, in the sense that our resident DJ Hive runs Vampire Party in Belgium, which is one of the biggest industrial clubs in the world, and he's on the floor for 4 hours, and then our 2 other residents are on the floor for another 4 hours. So we do deliver cutting edge dark electro and industrial, and then in the other room, which I host, we go old school right back to goth roots, but mix that with industrial metal.
Bit of Prodigy, bit of Rammstein, bit of Manson.
So it works both ways, so the people that are in the fetish scene can come and experience that side, not get involved in the dance side. Goths can come and just experience the goth side. People come for the shows. We were the first club in Europe to have a live suspension. So we try and break the rules really and be as offensive as we possibly can as well. Is that good? So 7 years is quite a long time. We've had some quite memorable experiences during that time. I think the one thing that sticks out for me was my own band co-headlined at the Batcave, which we ran in 2008. And for me, I grew up in the 80s and went to the Batcave, so to actually run the event with the original organisers and to play on stage with Specimen was really exciting. So that was probably the most exciting thing I've personally done. But in terms of performers, the most memorable one for me was about 4 years ago. We had Mistress Olivia, who did was it a 1 hour show?
Yeah, just about that.
It was a 1 hour show, and I think it's the most offensive thing that I've ever seen. And people that are used to being offended in the alternative scene were also offended, but it wasn't an offended way that was unpleasant. It was more like, oh my God!
Did I just see that?
Did I just see that? And it was in Iraq. It was when the Iraqi war was kind of at its height, and they wheeled on some American soldiers. Let's just stop there. So Mistress Olivia, I think, was the most memorable show that we've had in terms of offence level. It was a long show, but the culmination of the show were dead bodies on stage having things pulled out from inside them by Mistress Olivia, who had needles for fingernails, and it was fabulously choreographed as well. It was most amazing looking as well, wasn't it? Yeah. What about for you?
My most memorable moments, performer would have been Mouse. I love Mouse. She's just one of a kind. She danced to hardcore techno while butt naked and pretending to be a dog with little poodle ears on, and she put dog bones up places and ate dog food and then finished squirting a water and bubble enema all over the audience while spinning around on her knees. The reaction of the audience, they were just like, whoa!
We had to give them umbrellas.
So they didn't get wet.
And they were like, what are the umbrellas for? We're like, hold on to the umbrella because you're going to need it later.
You're going to need it. And my personal one was doing 3 ACs while pregnant. I did the Batcave, and then I did one in September, and then we did one in December, and I was huge. I was out here, and that was really nice.
Yeah, that was cool. How many people have we had at AC?
Well, it's between 750 and 1,000 people per event.
Yeah.
Between 5 and 7 events a year.
Yeah.
Plus all the performers, and we've been running for 7 years with a small break. Is that?
So 3 years, say 80. I would say about 20. Oh no, not as much as that. 20,000 people realistically.
20,000 through the doors over the last 7 years.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that sounds about right. Because some of them were the same people that come again and again and again.
It's actually only 12 people.
I think to sum up, I'd like to say that anybody that hasn't been, or that's heard of it and maybe friends been, or you've seen a flyer and you've been a bit put off, a bit scared, doesn't really look like my thing. And we had somebody recently I saw on Facebook and they said, oh no, I wouldn't go to Antichrist because they only let you in if you like pervy, risque sex, and that's ridiculous. I think if you've seen it and you've been a little bit tempted, you should come. You should come and try it out, and you're going to have such a great time. You'll be a regular. Anything to add? Why should they come?
I'm biased. I think Antichrist is the best club ever. I mean, when I started Antichrist before I met Missy, the idea was to build the club that I would go to if I wanted to go out.
Yes.
And there just wasn't the combination of things. You could go to a really good goth club, but there were only goths, or you could go to a really good fetish club and there are only fetishy people doing.
And the music's terrible.
And the music at fetish clubs is awful. I can't stand house music. So we thought, what if we took a fetish club, a goth club, a venue, a theatre, an industrial club, and we put it in a big cooking pot, mixed it all up, and just did this mad Uber night that people go, oh my god, that's fabulous, I don't know where to go. Should I go here? Should I go there? What room do I want to be in?
The trouble about it is that when we get time off and we're not running Antichrist, there isn't anywhere for us to go. We don't get to go clubbing.
And we're always working on Antichrist.
It's fun.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah. Overall, I think it's the people, really. Got to thank the people. It's the people's club, so it's them that we have to thank.
They've shaped it.
And all our performers who've all been memorable and amazing in their own ways. It's just amazing, isn't it?
Yes.
So to survive and make it to 7 years is just great. So thanks
Thank
to
you very
everybody.
much.
Yeah.